So here's a cool idea. I've taken Tyler Gale's voice activated face mask concept, applied a few mods so it all fits into this acrylic photo cube, and now you've got a digital mouth for any voice assistant. Let me show you how it works. Echo, read Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Getting your book from Audible. Resuming the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Scouts. Number 1, Boy Scout meetings are on Sundays. So that means I can quit soccer.
So the parts required for this build are pretty much the same as for the electronic face mask. A few differences which I'll go through now. So first you'll need the Arduino Nano, the microphone, 8x8 matrix, 330k resistor. Now because weight and size is going to be less of an issue, you can go for a larger battery pack, as long as it's 5 volts and rechargeable, anything that fits into the cube. Or alternatively, as I will be in this build, you can use an external USB power supply, using these male and female barrel jacks. As another option, I'm going to be fitting a little switch so I can keep things plugged in and switch off on the device. And finally, you will also need, I'm using some strips of foam, but you're going to need something to secure the LEDs to. I'll show you how that works in a moment. So I'm going to have a complete parts list in the description. I'm not going to be going through the wiring in detail. However, please check out my other video that I will link below, and that will give you a beginning to end how to, plus a nice easy peasy wiring diagram. So because we're less concerned about the weight and size of the components as we were with the face mask build, I'm going to solder these connector rails that come with the Nano board, and that way I'll be using connectors to plug into the rails rather than soldering directly onto the board. But of course, if you prefer, you can solder directly onto the board and that will work fine. And we can do exactly the same with the microphone. Next, you're going to want to mark out where you're going to position the switch and the female barrel jack on the cube, and I'm using a bit of masking tape because that will help to prevent any scratches when drilling into the acrylic. So I'm going to pilot drill the holes first using a 2mm drill bit. You can now use an appropriate size drill bit to accommodate your jack and switch. So in my case it's a 7mm, and for the switch I'll be using a file to square off the hole. So take your time on this part because you won't get a second chance. Once you're happy that the switch and the jack fits okay, and then you can peel away the tape and start fixing things in position. So before I fix all the components together permanently, I thought I'd show you a quick close-up of the wiring. So the switch you can see here, that's simply making and breaking the positive terminal of the DC jack. Heat wrapped all of the exposed wires, although as it's going to be a sealed unit, there's very little risk of shorting. I've used a servo lead that I had lying around for the mic, but if you haven't got one of these, you can just solder directly onto that. And these two foam strips is what I'll be applying to the top and bottom of the LED matrix, and that will allow me to secure it to the cube more firmly. I'll show you that in a minute, and shortly I'll be hot gluing the microphone and the nano board to the cube, and yeah, and then I can show you it working. And here's the finished product. So you can see I've used hot glue to secure the nano board and the microphone, and the two foam strips I've stuck down using clear double-sided tape, and that keeps the LEDs securely in place. Now I quite like the industrial look with all the wires on display, but obviously that's up to you how you want to finish off your cube. So I'll quickly show you it working. So that slots in there. Plug in your USB, switch on. Let me move the camera. So I've made a couple of modifications to Tyler's original code. So to begin with, I've changed the colour of the LEDs to blue to match the LEDs on the Alexa, and also when you tap the table you'll see the Amazon smiley logo. Let me switch the lights off, get a better image, and I'll show you how to change those in a moment. So I've positioned the Alexa pretty much next to the cube. So obviously when you set the sensitivity of your microphone, you want to set it according to how close you're going to place your Alexa. So let's do a little test. So Echo, tell me a joke.
When does a goldfish get old? When you take away the G.
Echo, what's your name?
My name is Alexa and I'm here to say I'm the baddest AI in the cloud today. Your responses are fast, but my answers are faster. Sucker AIs, they call me the master.
Okay, so let me quickly go through the modifications that I made to Tyler's code that he kindly shared with us. So here's Tyler's code. If you scroll down to this section here, you will see that there are 8 lines of code called palette 0 to 7, and it's these numbers 0 to 7 that allow you to change the colour of your LEDs. So I'll just show you what these numbers on the right hand column refer to. So for example, 0, 0, 0 on a colour wheel is essentially LEDs off, black, and then you've got 255, 0, 0, which will give you a red, and then 0, 255, 0 will output green, and the colour that I've gone for, which is palette 3 00255, will output blue. So if, like me, you wish to opt for a blue colour, what you'll need to do is just get rid of that box, scroll up to the top of the code. You will see these array tables or matrices, and they're 8x8 matrices, and you will have I think the original code had a number 6 for where you wanted to output an LED. You will need to change all those number 6s to the number 3 to output a blue light. So that's all you need to do. Just go through each of these tables and change them from 6 to 3. And then for the smiley Amazon logo, that's this box here called Mouth Smile. Now for this, you will need to insert the number 3 in the appropriate boxes. Now let me show, just to make it easier to visualize, let me show you on a pixel art exactly what boxes you need to change. So this is an 8x8 matrix, and these are the boxes that you will need to insert number 3 into. Okay, so hopefully that made things a little easier. So that's it, guys. So enjoy building your voice activated Alexa cubes, and see you on the next video.